and then take the necessary time off.
So Jailed asks, so I don't know about Netty or Mop, but you guys, Hunter and Loco, are already in stable place when it comes to Twitch. When you're growing / not in a stable place, wouldn't it hurt more to take that break? Smaller streamers I've talked to about this have put emphasis on the loss of momentum when they have taken breaks.
No. The exact same thing exists. The perspective on larger broadcasters changes from the outside. Yes. I hear from people all the time that I can play whatever I want. I absolutely cannot play whatever I want. Yep. It's these kinds of things like internally we see that reality as very different. Looking from that different perspective, it looks like, we're making tons of money. We have a viewership that's always going to be there because I can take a few days off and still come back to having a couple or a few hundred people in the channel. But that's also not 500 or 600 people in the channel. There's always that higher block to hit. There's always momentum is something that I struggle with and pay attention to a lot. I do these big launch events, 12 hours a day, reruns after. We're talking about that earlier in the show to try and maintain the momentum of all the new people who are coming in, and then leverage that into content after the event is done. These are core concerns to broadcasters, and when we're looking at metrics and things, I don't think that changes at all depending on your scale. One of the things I talk about every once in a while too is Co-Carnage and Ninja. If Ninja, I don't know what Ninja's actual numbers are, but if Ninja has 150,000 people on one day and comes back and streams to 60,000 people the next day, any of us would go dude, he's still got 6,000 people. That's crazy. But he's just lost over 50% of viewership from the day before. That's huge. And that feels crippling. And that's
all a percent.
Yeah.
I feel. Yeah. I might get some flack for saying this, but I also feel as though if you are at the point in a stream where if you lose 5 or 10 subs because you take a week off and you can't pay your rent because of that, I think maybe you should be supplementing that income with a job as well. Because there's so many people who are just starting out and go full time, and if they lose 5 subs, that's their income. And I think that's not a very, everyone has their own situations, but to me, I don't think that's a very financially responsible decision.
For sure.
We're going to have to take a step back and maybe reevaluate everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Your margin should not be that thin that $20 is making or breaking you.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. I think also there's a difference between taking a break and just being very inconsistent. If you have a schedule and you're not hitting your schedule, those aren't taking breaks. You need to have consistency.
It's extremely important.
Yeah. I get told a lot that I'm a very consistent streamer, and I'm quite often 5 minutes late, and to me that's a really big deal. And then I see some streamers who are hours late and they're sorry, I slept in. I'm is this a thing?
Sorry, bro, let's go anyway. Come on.
Yeah, I feel so bad being.
Are you from a military family, perchance?
No.
And 5 minutes is because there's this thing. I'm so stuck in the if you're on time, you're late thing.
Right.
Being early is where you have to be. But then and then how is that early? I don't know.
Yeah.
I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually one of the things I really want to do is in the new year is making sure I stay to a strict schedule. Because I'm always live on the days that I'm going to go live, but sometimes I might be late because I don't have enough time to fit in my actual real life things like laundry, cleaning, cooking, feeding myself because of the fact that I try to juggle both full-time job and So I want to really make it. That's why I switched everything around. It was no, I'm going to now dedicate 3 days strict to work, 4 days strict to Twitch, and then no more mixing it up. So therefore I think it'll keep it consistent, and then I'll feel happier about it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really
we'll see.
Good luck with it.
Thanks.